Let's don't let a good thing die.
Meta isn't just allowing scam ads on your feed. A brand new report from Reuters just revealed they're making billions from them on purpose. According to leaked internal documents, Meta projected it would make $16 billion late last year from scam ads. They knew who the scammers are, but instead of banning them, Meta created a system to penalize scammers by charging them higher ad rates. The documents show Meta's own ad system then targets these scams to the users most likely to click on them. It's a feedback loop of fraud designed for profit. Their own internal estimates show their platforms show users 15 billion of these high-risk scam ads every single day.
In California, a dirt bike turned fireball. Flames erupting after police say a 16-year-old ran a red light on a bike that wasn't street legal. The teen somehow walking away with a broken ankle.
Your hair caught fire.
Yes, the top of my head caught fire. You know, I'm beyond grateful that I'm okay and that he's okay.
We gotta go! We gotta go! We gotta go! We gotta go! Hurry! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god!
Well, brother, maybe next time don't try to flex on wildlife. What it do, my good people, and welcome back. Sorry for the wait on this latest episode, but unfortunately your boy Captain got laryngitis. It's like been attacking my voice. But hey, now that my voice is back enough, let's rock out this video. Y'all already know the drill. What we're about to do is watch TikToks that just might make you say, "Oh man, good God, what in the world? You've got to be kidding me."
Hey yo, I just want to know if I'm tripping or not. What type of PVC pipe is this?
Take exit 205 onto State Route 16 toward Griffin.
Siri, shut up. What type of PVC pipe is this? Star of Judah pipes. That's wild.
What in the witchcraft is going on here? Yeah, be sure to bless your food and water extra hard, my good people.
Bro, the Walmart drones, I'm just waiting on the day that one of these fucking drones deliver the groceries to the wrong house. But that's crazy. That is wild, bro. Walmart really got drones around this hoe. Like, they're really dropping your shit off in the sky.
The world's richest person, Elon Musk, could soon become the first trillionaire in history. Today, Tesla shareholders are expected to announce the results of a vote on a pay package for the CEO. Musk threatened to walk away from the electric vehicle company if he doesn't get a massive $878 billion in company stock over the next decade. The decision coming after Tuesday's elections that largely focused on affordability and wealth inequality.
Damn, my guy, it must be nice. Meanwhile, most of us are out here living paycheck to paycheck.
Just going through the dark woods and everything, right? About to be sunset. Spooky thing, though. My truck is saying that there's people around me. There's no people around me. But my truck says. My truck says. People. Watch. If I slow down, they'll catch up. See? Right next to my... There's no one here. Okay.
If you're in the Appalachian, my man, then I hate to break it to you, but your truck is probably correct.
Back in the 1970s, a group of totally sane people checked themselves into insane asylums just to see if doctors could spot they were faking. But the result exposed something shocking about psychiatry. You see, 8 volunteers claimed they heard a voice saying thud, empty, or hollow. This was enough to get them admitted into the asylum. There, the real test began. Once inside, they acted completely normal. No voices, no symptoms, nothing. But doctors still labeled each fake patient with severe mental illnesses. Some were even stuck inside for over 50 days. The wildest part is that across 12 hospitals, not one staff member realized they were imposters. Stanford published the study and it rocked the entire psychiatric field. One hospital fought back, saying, "Send us all your fakes, we'll catch them." Over the next 3 months, they flagged 41 patients as frauds and suspected 42 more. But in the end, Stanford revealed the twist. They hadn't sent a single fake patient at all.
Wait till you see what I found, trust me. By the way, unrelated, check out this really cool plane. I've never even seen something like that before. I mean, that's crazy, right? Everything I'm showing you is from today. By the way, completely unrelated, check out this flood in the middle of the desert, and it's a flood of hail. What the hail, right? It's like Revelation itself. Sorry, Isaiah. Again, 1000% unrelated, of course. Check out the sky. What is all the sparkly stuff happening in the sky right behind me? And wait till you see what else I found. What is all that? Unrelated again, look at these two hotspots of lightning. They're all hitting the same exact areas. Like, what is pulling these lightning strikes to these exact areas? This isn't normal. Anyone who watches the weather and the lightning strikes knows it's not. Again, completely unrelated, check this out right here. This was a just ridiculous looking storm in Argentina. I wonder why the storms are getting so bad, right? It's just wild. It's up now. Bye.
Could copper theft slow LA's move towards a zero-emissions future? Thieves are targeting EV chargers for copper, cutting cords, even breaking into chargers using a hacksaw. According to CleanTech, there's 60,630 public and workplace EV chargers in the greater Los Angeles region.
For level 2 slower chargers, you're seeing anywhere between $650 to $700 for the connector plus the labor. But then when you start talking about DC fast chargers, it can go all the way up to $1,500.
Those in the EV community support AB 476, which Governor Newsom just signed into law. It brings stricter penalties and enforcement to those paying for the stolen metal, something that's not worth a lot of money. EV charging companies are coming up with more innovative ways to prevent cables from being cut. That includes cables that disconnect from chargers, wireless charging, and more durable protection for cables, including one cable that actually sprays ink when cut.
People out here risking their lives for $5 copper, out here getting electrocuted. If that ain't a recession indicator, bro, I don't know what is.
A major disaster has cost the lives of at least 32 people in the Congo. Just yesterday, a bridge collapsed at a copper and cobalt site in the DRC. The mine was closed following heavy rain, but the risk of landslides wasn't enough to stop thousands of wildcat miners from forcing their way in using a makeshift bridge to cross a flooded trench. It was reported that when soldiers allegedly started firing their weapons, panic broke out, leading miners to rush across the bridge, overwhelming the structures and causing it to collapse. More than 10,000 miners are estimated to be working at the site, where all operations have since been suspended. Human rights groups are calling for an independent investigation into the military's role in the tragedy. The Congo is the world's largest producer of cobalt, a mineral crucial for lithium-ion batteries. But the industry has been under fire for years, with allegations of dangerous conditions, corruption, and child labor.
Very elaborate, all the gold and the details and how they treated the kings, and how apparently they loved him and worshipped, and how they treated the life and the afterlife and the family. It was just, it's amazing. How are you?
I've been to the former museums, to the pyramids, and it's really amazing. But now, this time, the situation is exceeding all expectations, because this is a marvel that you have built here. Congratulations.
So, we are missing the whole point. What's this?
Why is the FBI protecting the greatest pederast, the largest scale pederast in human history?
Simple, because of who's on that list. You don't think that Bill Gates is lobbying Congress night and day to prevent the disclosure of that list?
And that's the same person. Now watch this in 2025.
I've said it, Dan Bongino said it, we've reviewed all the information, and the American public is going to get as much as we can release. He killed himself.
He killed himself. And watch this body language. He knew that he's fucked up. He knew he's shocked. And you all have to tell me that how this guy went from this. Like, now he's here looking very, very good. But look at him. The eyes without soul. It looks like soulless eyes. Tell me what you all think of that. How this person goes from that pic to here. Let me show you both of these pictures side by side. This is the person before and this is the person now. How is that possible? Look at both of these faces. It's totally changed. It's always the eyes. Eyes never lies.
You can definitely tell something ain't right with the man. Got that man over there looking traumatized, like, I don't know anything about files, people.
There's the big one.
That's a big boy. Here comes another one, but did you all see? I gotta go back and that last clip. I gotta go back. Sorry guys, TikTok bashed my video again, but I could not delete it. I didn't want to lose the footage. Note to self, don't record inside of TikTok. At any rate, you can see it going into the plane, but you don't see anything dropping from the plane, going above the plane, going behind the plane. Like, it just disappears. What do y'all think it is? A drone or a bird?
I didn't realize how dangerous rice was as a leftover.
Is it really?
Rice is like, I forget the stat, but there's like 30 people a year that die from eating leftover rice.
In the fridge or like just like
apparently if rice, like cooked rice from like Chinese food, takeout, whatever, is left like on the counter, it's like for over an hour you're supposed to toss it because there's some weird bacteria that is like highly prone to growing in rice.
What are these lines in the sky that we have all seen?
There's sprayed particulate dispersion. Bottom line is when we have up-close film footage of these aircraft at altitude with nozzles visible turning dispersions on and off. This is not, quote, condensation. Geoengineeringwatch.org is the only entity to sample what these heavy aircraft are emitting at altitude. We found exactly what we knew we would find, starting with aluminum nanoparticles. Bioavailable freeform aluminum is toxic to all life, period. That element is named in numerous climate engineering patents as part of a geoengineering dispersion element. This elephant in the sky that we are told is a conspiracy theory is exactly what the entire global climate science community says we need to deploy immediately to slow down the warming of the planet.
That's true journalism right there, getting down to the nitty gritty.
And in the Philippines, the death toll mounting after a typhoon's direct hit. Officials say the storm killed nearly 70 people, with dozens more missing. It struck the island with 110-mile-per-hour winds, torrential rain, and 10 feet of storm surge. The area is still recovering from a deadly earthquake in late September.
What happened to that girl on the plane that swore there was a non-human sitting next to her? Do you guys remember that? Because right after that, she disappeared. Back in July of 2023, a woman went viral in American Airlines because she was freaking out, claiming that someone sitting next to her was not a human. He was not real, which freaked out everyone. She looked completely terrified, like if she saw something that she wasn't supposed to see. People joked and said she was drunk or on something, but body language experts said that she was genuinely terrified. The kind of fear your brain releases when you are not supposed to see something, or when you just can't explain what's in front of you. After this video went viral, she went completely silent. No interviews, no reactions, no nothing. It was like if she had just disappeared. Months later, she appeared in like this one interview. It was like an interview or like a video of her apologizing, but everyone claimed that she looked completely different. She was just too nervous, too weird. It looked like she was almost coached on what to say. What do you guys think?
Oh man, damn homie, caught that man red-handed. Literally, that's gotta be the biggest health code violation I have ever seen right there.
Breaking news. Over 13,000 U.S. Marines have now arrived near Venezuela. And what's happening in the Caribbean looks like the biggest military buildup since Iraq. Just off Venezuela's coast, Trinidad and Tobago has turned into a full-blown military zone. Meanwhile, the airspace above Puerto Rico has been completely shut down under national defense protocol. 2 U.S. aircraft carriers are already in position, and a third is racing in from the Caribbean. This could be one of the largest U.S. strike packages since World War II. Meanwhile, the U.S. officials are saying that there's no plan to attack Venezuela, but analysts are calling it the biggest military buildup since the Iraq War. In response, Venezuela has warned the United States that if an attack is launched, it will retaliate with its full strength. They deployed their Russian-made S-300V and BKM-2 air defense systems. Both nations are now on high alert, and tensions across the Caribbean are reaching a breaking point.
One advantage with the airships is the fact that you wouldn't need a runway. You know, they could dock these things, and that's why people start to look at some of these old buildings and some of these towers. Were they meant for docking an airship, and then they would get into the building from the ship? What they try to show you with modern blimps is you have this big old balloon thing, and then you have this tiny little carriage under it. Most of the structure of the blimp is just where gas is at. And then you have like a tiny little cockpit that everyone rides in. But if you see like the diagrams of these old airships, you could move all in and out of there. You could imagine would be like a floating cruise ship. So as soon as you get on, you kick your feet up, you go get something to eat, and you go hang out and have a cocktail if that's your deal, and then you can kind of hang out and look out the window and see all the cool stuff. It seems like a more elegant, more sophisticated way to travel. I would be all about that life. Yeah, because you imagine if you were just going, okay, we're going to fly across America, go from New York to LA, and you're not in a rush, because part of the journey is actually, this is fun.
Yeah.
But traveling's not like that today. But we're the advanced ones.
How Was I Supposed to Know has landed Zanaya Monet on 5 Billboard charts, including a radio airplay chart. Billboard believes that's an AI first. Were you surprised by the reaction?
Yeah, I was totally surprised, and then a lot of people started reaching out.
But Nikki, they thought Zanaya was a real person.
Zanaya is an extension of me, so I look at her as a real person.
But you can't sing. So she's not a real, in that sense, she's not a real person. What do you say to people that say she may be an extension of you, but other singers who are actually have worked hard, who have practiced their craft, who are really struggling to get heard, who are really doing the actual singing, that you seem to have circumvented, taken a shortcut through all of that?
I wouldn't call it a shortcut, because I still put in the work. And anytime something new comes about and it challenges the norm and challenges what we're used to, you're going to get strong reactions behind it. And I just feel like AI is the new era that we're in. And I look at it as a tool, as an instrument, utilize it.
That the moon landings are real. Look at any photograph taken by modern spacecraft, which are not American spacecraft, if you want to be really conspiratorial about it. We have photographs of the landing sites with the stuff there. And I've met several of the people that walked on the moon. I've been very lucky to do so. And they are undoubtedly not bullshitters. You've seen the video of Buzz Aldrin punching someone who said otherwise, and I fully supported him in that endeavour. Which physics conspiracy theory really riled me up, or you up? I think it is the flat earth, because it's just bizarre. The moon landing stuff is bizarre enough, but the flat earth thing requires almost everybody who's sensible in the world to be part of a conspiracy, and just a small number of people who in my view appear to be a bit odd to be the only people who know the truth. So the idea that all the clever people have got together to invent something that for no reason at all is just, I don't know.
I'm not going to go on the record and say I believe the earth is flat, but I do believe there's something very dodgy about them moon landings.
I'm not saying the moon landing was faked, but there's an argument that it's impossible for humans to leave something called the Van Allen belt. Okay, the Van Allen belt is this electromagnetic field that protects us from cosmic radiation. So that the belts themselves have heavy radiation. So if you go into it, you die. But also if you leave the Van Allen belt, there's nothing to protect you from cosmic radiation, so you could die as well. So some scientists actually believe that it's impossible to leave Earth. Okay, we'll just die. I don't know how they were able to do this. And as you may know, right now, a lot of countries, America, China, are trying to get back to the moon. They're having a really hard time, okay? They're having a hard time because NASA lost all the technology, lost all the footage, lost all the data. Oops. Oh well. Okay, so how was NASA able to keep this secret? Well, guess what? A lot of their most important people were Freemasons. Okay, this is Buzz Aldrin, one of the 3 astronauts. He was a Freemason, okay? John Glenn, the first American to orbit the Earth, was a Freemason, 33-degree Mason, okay?
The little slaves go to work, and we get to tax them on half of their stuff. They think half, but actually we know, because we understand the scheme, that it's much more than half, because most people focus on income tax, but they don't talk about sales tax or tax to own shit, tax to put gas in your car or buy groceries. Like, we don't talk about any of these things. Property tax. And then when you die, they hit you with a death tax. And if you add up your income tax plus all the other taxes you pay, that tax is going to be greater than 50% for every income class in the country. You work for the government. You are actually the minority business partner in the business of being you. You are partners with the United States government, and you are the fucking minority shareholder.
A frightening scene at a fall festival in Louisiana today. Police say 2 girls were rushed to the hospital after they were thrown from a Ferris wheel near Baton Rouge. A witness said there are no seatbelts on the ride.
Am I the only one thinking that this whole Starbucks teddy bear mug is one big social experiment and they're fooling thousands of people? I won't even say millions, because each location was lucky to get maybe 5 teddy bear mugs apiece, if any at all. And word on the street is that these Starbucks employees were purchasing them before any customers could get one at all. But I find it interesting how the media fed into this frenzy, posting articles about how to get this mug, posting articles already predicting the panic of the public. It isn't even Black Friday yet, and you guys are proving to all these big corporations how much of a freaking chokehold they have on you as consumers. For overpriced pieces of glass that look like teddy bears at that, over $32 for a mug. When the media is pushing a narrative, are they predicting the future? For example, quoting people like this: "Should I expect it to be sold out the first day? It's so cute. I would hate to miss out." Does that even sound like a real person? No. Sounds like a promoter. You guys think it's coincidence that all of this is happening only days after the Sephora commercial with Mariah Carey? I don't think so. And I literally can't deal with the people in the comment section saying everybody boycott Sephora and go shopping at Ulta. Who owns Ulta? BlackRock, Vanguard? I mean, they own everything anyway, so why not? But I also hope you're ready to boycott Louis Vuitton, Christian Dior, and Tiffany & Company. And you guys literally not see that you're being tested?
And watch, in about a year, they'll be popping up in all these Goodwills for like $5.
If this is headed to Earth, I need something to fly me the fuck out of here. They're saying now that this big motherfucker, the 3-Eye Atlas, has already passed Mars and is approaching the sun. However, those images have not been released because of the ongoing government shutdown. But not to mention the ending of last month, they noticed that this object was forming a tail. All I'ma say is count me out. So in other words, since there's an ongoing government shutdown, we have no images to go off of how close this thing is getting to Earth. We talking about the size of Manhattan moving through space, and we don't know what's going on. But then there's been some reports that they're saying that the 3-Eye Atlas could actually help protect Earth from future asteroids. All I'm gonna say is if they come into Earth, I don't think we gotta worry about no future asteroids.
Who do you think really runs the world?
You're going to go there, huh, with the question. Who do I think runs the world? So I used to ask the question, I said, who's got the most power in America? Is it Congress? Is it president? Or is it billionaires? You'd be amazed how few people say president. Because they come and go. The famous quote with Putin that he says, you know, American presidents, you don't have to worry about it. They're going to be there 4 to 8 years. Some suits are running, and run the country behind closed doors. He's got a very good point when he says something like that, Putin. So let's go process and dissect some of these guys that make all the money in the world. You become a billionaire, and you're still dangerously ambitious. And you're like, well, I want more control. I want more power. I can't be a president. I don't want to be a president because if I run for president, they're going to reveal the things that I've done in my life. And God forbid, if that gets all the light, I don't want that. That's embarrassing. But you know what I'm going to do? What if I can take over the world? Are there other people like me that are driven by wanting to take over the world? What if we could make the world one place and we make all the decisions for everybody? Because I'm probably one of the smartest people in the world. Think about what things people are most addicted to. Video games, partying. But what's one of the most addicting things that many of those guys can't get? Power.
I thought he was about to say drugs, yo.
Hold on. You're telling me the Great Wall of China isn't just long, it's impossible.
Exactly. People say it's 13,000 miles, but they don't really process what that means. That's 4 times the entire U.S. stretched coast to coast, plus another 1,000 miles, and it was started in 220 BC. Before Jesus, before most empires even existed. That's the point.
But how does an ancient civilization build something that massive without modern machines?
It took over 1,000 years. No empire commits that kind of time unless they're terrified of something. And here's the part nobody talks about. The steep defensive side, the battlements, they're facing China, not the outside.
So the wall wasn't built to keep people out.
It was built to keep something in, and some researchers even claim it may not be Chinese at all, but a leftover structure from the old Tartarian Empire. If that's true, then you have to ask yourself, what were they trying to contain? And why is everyone so quiet about it?
This one's for the conspiracy-minded people, or the ones that have been paying attention over the past few years. There's something that's slowly unfolding that nobody is paying attention to. So I'm gonna expose it. That way, after it's fully implemented, if it hasn't already, you can't say I didn't warn you. Now, we've all known for a few years now that the world's elite and super rich have been building underground bunkers. And then more recently, it's been rumored that some of the top officials have been moving on to military bases now. Now, we've all seen the insane advancements that AI has made in the past few years with ChatGPT, and then all the video generators like Sora 2. Well, the new thing that just started this year, in Denmark, actually, they're starting to let people copyright their faces and their voices. Well, with that, now all these elites and celebrities are even signing contracts with these AI companies so they can make money every time their face comes up or their voice is used with AI. Now you think about that. We all know what happens with Hollywood and all the stuff that's going on behind the scenes. Well, what happens when all these wicked people are tucked away in their bunkers and bases, still making money off their appearances, even making movies still? Do you think what they're doing behind the scenes is gonna stop? Especially when none of us can get anywhere near them? I don't know about you, but it sure does feel like we're running out of time to be able to do anything about this. Y'all stay safe.
It's technically an urban legend, if you want to call it that. But if you look up interviews with people that are homeless living in the Phoenix area, there are a number of interviews on YouTube about people, or where these people start talking about Midnight Productions, which is apparently a group of ex-law enforcement, politically connected individuals that are abducting homeless people and either raping them on camera, specifically homeless women and children, and then murdering them in snuff films. Now that sounds absolutely bizarre and out of the realm of possibility. But when I first started not doing the paranormal investigation for that video, but digging into it, the amount of people online that have testified to have either to have escaped Midnight Productions or have had someone, they were homeless in Phoenix and their friend was abducted by these people in this van. It's like there's thousands and thousands of stories on these forums from people that seem legit. Like they're not just bullshitting. Like these are people that are convinced that these individuals are real.
Good grief, I really hope this isn't happening in real life. If so, man, that's just next level messed up.